Hey there, Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Moon, Aquarius Rising. It's Maggie from Moon Directed. Welcome to my channel. Here we work with the energy of the moon to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. I want to take a moment to thank you so much for your likes, your shares, your comments. You've been helping me grow my channel, and I really, truly do appreciate that. I particularly like when you connect with me, so leave me a comment, let me know how things are going for you. And I want to encourage you to always check out your sun, your moon, and your rising, because your sun sign, that's the core of you. That's how you feel inside. It's how you're going to view the world. But your rising sign, that is your personality, and it's how the world is going to view you. Your moon sign is your feelings. It's how you're emotionally going to respond to what's going on around you, the people that you interact with, the planetary things. And so that is why it's always important to check out all three areas to have a more complete view of what's going on in your life. And then sometimes one part of the sign will resonate stronger for you than another one will. Any given month, it could be anyone, right? So, okay. So this week I'm going to do things a little differently. We are going to cover December 16th through the 22nd, but I'm going to kind of do it as an overview and just pull cards from a couple of decks for that. And then we're going to get into the month ahead, which is for the sun sign of Capricorn time period, which would be actually the 22nd. The 21st, 22nd through the 19th of January. And so we're going to divide it up in two ways that way. So the overview for the week, what's going on? We have on Monday, the moon is moving into Leo. And well, it's in Leo already. And so that is a good time to start wrapping things up for the end of the year. There's a lot of action-oriented energy when it comes when the moon is in Leo, and that is happening in your 7th house of partnerships. So it could be things you're wrapping up with a partner, or it could be a partner at work or an intimate partner. It's going to kind of be around that arena of your life. And then you're going to find that on Tuesday and Wednesday, you're going to start analyzing a situation. Okay, you're going to start analyzing the situation, looking for the best way forward, figuring it out, weaving your way through, because that moon is going to be hanging out there in Virgo, which is very analytical, organized. It's nice energy. Good way to get stuff done. On Thursday and Friday, the moon moves into Libra. Now, this is in your 9th house of long-distance travel, higher learning, connection with spirit. But it is the energy of the moon in this particular arena has a lot to do with, I thought I dropped a card, but I didn't see one, so I guess not. It has to do with your reputation. So, Good deeds will be rewarded. So a lot of people get at this time of year some kind of a holiday end of year bonus, right? So that's a possibility. But at the same time, other people get laid off and fired because they don't fit in with the plan for the year ahead. So it's an opportunity where your good work will be recognized and your poor work has an equal chance of being recognized. That's weird. You have some really weird energy on your cards. Like they are reluctant, kind of, to do anything here. Okay, so on Saturday, really early in the morning, around 7 o'clock, I have it written down, but I don't want to look right now. Peeking. 7:57 a.m. The moon moves into Scorpio. Okay. This is energy that'll take you on a deep dive. This is wrapping up the year looking, I think a lot of people are going to be looking at their life and where things are, but this is happening up in your career sector. So you could be looking at, do my career goals match up with what I want in my life? Is this making any sense to me? Is this what I'm really looking for? Was it worth it? Whatever it was this year. Okay. And so there's that deep dive on how do you emotionally feel about a situation. And because it's happening in your career sector, it could likely be that, but it could actually be any. Oh, okay. It could be any particular arena of your life as far as that goes. Okay, so cards are ready. There is on Saturday also, we have the longest, it's the solstice. So it's either the longest day of the year if you're in the southern hemisphere, or it's the longest night of the year if you're in the northern hemisphere, up here in the Great White North. And so, hey, guess what? That means the days are going to get longer or shorter, depending on where you're from. But I always look forward to this. It's like, okay, what goes down must come up. Okay, so, and then it's Capricorn's birthday. The sun is going to move into the season of Capricorn at 11:19 in the evening. And so if you know any Capricorns, be on the lookout for their birthdays. They're coming up. Okay, so here we go. For the week, the overall energy that you have the Queen of Swords with the Page of Coins. And so, yeah, this is a lot of analysis regarding a job. But it looks like a new job opportunity or an entrepreneurial thing that you have recently started. Or maybe you've gotten some kind of a promotion and you're just figuring it out. It's a new job of some sort. But there's an analysis that's coming with this. So either you're being analyzed for the work that you've done, or you're doing an analysis, that self-critical deep dive. Is this actually going where I want it to go? Is this doing what I need it to do kind of energy? And clarifying that, we have, think on your feet. That is that Queen of Swords energy. Thinking on your feet as you recognize things, as you see things happening, being willing to work it out in your head. But you're Aquarius, so, whatever. Right? It's not like you can't do that. That's your superpower. So stepping into your superpower. So you have thinking on your feet along with learning from the past. So the elephant spirit of learning from the past. And so that's part of that analysis, right? What has happened? How did this work? Was it good? Was it bad? Did this benefit? Is this something that needs to be released and let go of? How can I adjust this situation? So there's a lot of organizational, quick thinking, figuring it out, but it looks like more in the career sector this week than anything. And then we have sweet results await with the bee energy. And so you're going to figure it out. You're going to know what needs to be done. And so that is just really nice. It looks good. That looks really good. So not bad overall. So now we're going to move into the month. And for this, because it is very energetically draining for me to get into everybody's energy. It takes a whole day, and I usually have to do the readings the next day, and I don't have that time right now, as I'm sure many of you don't have. And so I did meditate on which deck would give us some really good insight for the month, and I was shown this one, the Mystical Shaman Oracle, and the words are so amazing. I'm just actually going to read from the book. I know that it can be boring, but I try not to do it too often. But you have the Jaguar, and you have Pachamama. I hope I said that right. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at what those are, and then we'll get into what you have going on for the month. So the Jaguar is number 28. So 2 plus 8 is 10, and that is a 1. That's a new beginning. That's a new start. That's a new opportunity, a new cycle. Okay. The Jaguar is the protector of life in the Amazon, and in times of fear, she brings courage and certainty. The Jaguar is at the top of the food chain and never becomes prey. With great stealth, she can track her mark from a distance and cannot be seen or heard. She moves gracefully through the jungle, relishing the abundance of the rainforest, fearless and at ease. Jaguar knows the ways beyond death and is the master of the shadows, blending invisibly between light and dark, night and day. And so I think as you're doing this analysis, this is for the month ahead, but I still feel like not necessarily showing all your cards, that there's going to be a lot of opportunities to figure out what it is you want, and go for it, but maybe not necessarily telegraph to everybody exactly where it is that you're going, what it is you're doing, all your different steps. I feel like there'll be a need to keep some of the stuff to yourself. It says here, Jaguar calls you to explore beyond the walls that confine you, to go outside your normal routine, to push your limits and boundaries. She is delivering an invitation from your future to investigate the unknown or to venture into mystery, the dark places you have been reluctant to explore. Toss all caution to the wind and know that your Jaguar instincts will serve you well. So if there's something you've been thinking about doing, but you've been a little hesitant, I think you should not be so hesitant, because that's a new beginning. And this Pashmama is 40, which is 4 plus 0, is a 4, and 4 is about stability. And so this new beginning could lead to stability. In fact, I feel like I want to make them look at each other in the eye. Right? Looking toward the future and creating the stability. So Pashmama represents the unconditional love that the earth has for her children, including the stones, the plants, the animals, and the humans. She is the goddess of earth. She is also known as Gaia, who pervades. Here we go. Pervades all the creation in our planet. Thanks to Pashmama, our timeless soul can experience life in a biological body. The joy and the pain we taste during our brief time on earth are invitations to discover the boundless love of Pashmama. You are a child of the earth. Now is the time to eat right, love right, and be joyous, regardless of the circumstances you may find yourself in. Be grateful for your life and your body and all that nourishes you. You are invited to relish each breath, embrace your joy and your pain equally, and discover love through both. Let Pashmama know how much you appreciate all of her blessings with an act of service, such as planting a tree, helping save an endangered species, or protecting the ocean. I also want to say that those are really large things you can do, but on a regular daily basis before you eat. Give thanks for the ground that provided the nutrients, right? To the animals that sacrificed their lives so that you can have a healthy meal. To the farmers that brought this to market in the first place, and all the hands, the pickers, the growers, the people at the store, everybody. If you can develop an attitude of gratitude simply for the nourishment that you are receiving on a daily basis, that could start leading you down the path. So yes, there are large things you can do, and you could certainly make, a donation or plant a tree or do something. But as a matter of course, on a regular daily basis, you can just start expressing your gratitude to the limitless bounty of the earth. And so the overall energy that we have here for the 9-card spread, this is the past, the present, the future, thoughts, feelings, actions, and I do have some cards to clarify. We have the willow, and the willow is about roots and flexibility. So the willow grows near the water source, and if it's not near a water source, believe me, it will do what it takes to get there. My mom thought she planted her little willow twig, and it was a twig way away from the well, she tells us. And I thought, it doesn't look like it's that far away. It was like 20 feet. No. It might have been 60 feet. It wasn't very far. And that thing grew really big, grew up tall over the house. It just kept growing and growing. And why? Because its roots sought out the water, the deep emotional waters. Totally messed up our water system. We had to drop a new well in, because it found the water. And so the willow is about seeking out your emotional waters, like getting in touch with them, because when you do this, that is healing. That is healing, and healing provides growth. And the flexibility, being able to move and sway as the winds of change blow around you. It is the wisdom of all of the lifetimes in that deep well, and the flexibility to move through this lifetime using the energy of your past lives. The willow is amazing. It really is. Provides shelter. It's great at making oxygen. Think about how many leaves are on it. It gives back. It gives back to the universe. I mean, to the planet, what it takes, right? All right. So, this is nice. Your key to your situation actually came in the reverse. I oftentimes will flip them in the upright just because the messages don't matter so much one way or the other as far as the directions go. But when I see this card, the War of the Roses, in the reverse, that means that you have stopped fighting. You have decided to lay down your arms and find a solution that works instead of just fighting to fight. Like the futile battle of, just lining up, and this is more about finding a solution. This is that Queen of Swords energy, but this is more of the sweetness awaits, This is finding the solution possibly through stealth. I mean, they can see each other. So hopefully you aren't like being, fighting like sneaky, but instead finding solutions. In the recent past, you were seeking information on how to bring balance between your emotional energy and your, so the yin and the yang, right? Your intuition, the heart, and the, and the roots. A lot like this willow tree. It's like the emotional water. She's got her feet in the emotional waters. You have the sun that shines its light and information comes to you, but it's also action-oriented. It's self-confidence. It's going for it. And the moon is like using your intuition and thinking your way, much like the jaguar, thinking your way through a situation in a more stealthy way by listening to your intuition and going, okay, well, I am going to move in this direction. I'm going to go. It's very much using your instincts to create the results that you want when you have the Queen of Forces. You have a big transformation happening in your journey. So this could be a journey of the soul, or you could literally be moving from one place to another, changing jobs, changing partners. But there is a big move that creates a transformation in your life. A huge one. It's not little. When the journey shows up, the journey it's not a quick trip. This is something that it's like a stepping stone into the next part of your life. In the future, in the area of abundance, you have views of the ego. You are going to be tapping deep into the well of who you are, because the views of the ego is about looking at the people in your lives and seeing how they view you and recognizing that they are reflecting back to you who you are. What lessons have you been learning? This is that deep dive into who you are and how do you want to be seen and what is your authentic self. Because when you figure out who your authentic self is, when you stand in the light of your own truth, then the reflections that come back to you are ones that you are very accepting of. You're like, oh yeah, no, that's me. But when you're pretending to be something and it's not, and people are seeing through it, or they're not liking what they're seeing, if you're trying to act this way to fit in with that, or do this to try to work your way around that, and people see it and they reflect back to you, and so then the people around you will also be acting like that. But when you are authentic, the people that you will attract into your life are also more likely to be very authentic. And the ones who are not, they tend to just fade away. In the recent past, you've been having a lot of doubts about if you were ever going to get to the top of whatever it is you were trying to get to the top of. So if this is in your career, you were like, am I going to get to the top of the career? If it's a spiritual journey, you're like, am I ever going to figure out who I am? If it's a relationship and you're trying to make it work, it's like, it's so much work. Are we ever going to make it? Is it it could be mental, emotional, physical. I mean, you may have been working hard to overcome some kind of a physical problem here. But when I see the War of the Roses here, I feel like when I'm looking at this, I feel like there's been a very karmic partnership that has taught you a lot of things. Now, karmic partnerships does not necessarily mean the person that you are in a one-on-one intimate relationship. Karmic partnership can be siblings. It can be mother, daughter, mother, father, daughter, father, mother, son, son, father. It could be, it's the significant relationships. If it could be a friend who feels like a sibling, but I mean, they would have to know you like most of your life for that to really have that kind of, this kind of karmic feeling that brings around this War of the Roses. This is a major contractual, soul contractual bond. And it has caused you to really have to reevaluate who you are and what you're who you truly are. And this feels more and more like a soul journey going on here. In the arena of your heart in the future, you have the sands of time. So the sands of time, in matters of the heart, you think you're running out of time. When it's in the upright, you think you're running out of time. This way, it's like, you have all the time in the world. I'm going to turn it upside down. And the reason I'm doing this, because the future hasn't happened yet, and you can create it how you want it to be. And I think it's really important that you understand that every moment, if you think how fast a moment, right? Okay, so they're really fast. Your lifetime is like a moment. This lifetime is like a moment in your soul's lifetime. So you have all the time in the universe to figure things out. You may or may not get right there right now, but you are definitely getting somewhere with it. I don't know how. I'm so sorry to turn off the notifications. I don't know. Sometimes they aren't on and sometimes they are, and I don't know what I do. Okay, so. All right, in the past, you've been trying to get out of the karmic trench. So yes, we're definitely talking about a seriously big, huge karmic situation here. This is a big transition this month coming up. So this is in the past. When it is like this, that means you've figured your way out. But here, this is being stuck in this karmic trench and not knowing how to go forward. It's in the arena of the obstacle. And so the obstacle, the mountain in your way, has been this karmic trench and trying to figure out your way through it. But here you go. You're doing it. We've got the Akashic fields here. This is the Akashic fields. It is when you tap into your inner knowing. It is when you start really connecting with who you are and seeing yourself as the limitless being that you really are. When you start to recognize, oh, wait a minute, I really am a spark of the divine. I co-create my life with the divine. And I chose this lifetime to come and to release this karmic debt. I'm on a journey. A huge transformative journey. Okay, so you have intentions in industry in the outcome card for the month. And the thing that's interesting about this card is that spire up there, it's supposed to point to what's important. It actually points to the future, to the next month, right? And so through your industry, through your intentions, through you deciding how you're going to do things, choosing your way forward with deliberate action, you're moving toward the future in the way that you need to. So that's actually, it's really such an empowering card in that position, because that's in the position of the stability. So you create stability in your life. You create what you want. You're building what you want. We all are building our lives. We're all co-creating our lives. But when you are aware of it, that's the intention. And the industry is taking specific actions designed to get you to where you want to go. And so you get up every morning and you choose you. You choose the life that you want. And you start working in that direction on purpose. And that's how you are successful. That's how it pays off for you. That's how you get to where it is that you want to go. And so I want to encourage you to start thinking about, really hard about what's being, lessons that have been learned, and where you want to go on the journey, and choosing the way forward. You have all the time in the world you need. You do. But choosing your way forward on purpose. Being purposeful in your decision making. So in the arena of your thoughts, your advice is surround yourself with protective energy. Makes sense. So eliminating the negative people and relationships from your life. Eliminating the negative thoughts of your own. So, okay. Saltwater baths are really great for actually removing actual negative energy that you pick up during the day. And I don't want to say negative energy because that's kind of so what happens is that everybody's aura puts out energy. It does, okay? And we come in contact with it. And so they may be on a high frequency that day, or they may be on a low frequency, because I don't know about you, but mine goes up and down all the time. I can't imagine that anyone's really gets to keep theirs up there all the time. And so this energy is emitted out in the form of ions. And the ions that come out of a person's body are positive, and as they collect up on other things, objects, and if you touch it, then you pick it up. So you're picking up all these positive ions during the day, but a saltwater bath is supercharged with negative ions, which neutralize, and then they wash down the drain. Plus, it brings they're saturated with oxygen, which just makes you feel better. Yes, I noticed we missed a card. That is not the first time that's happened today. And it is for you. All right, so you have the Magician. You can do anything. Take charge of your life. You can manifest what you want, what you need to be a success. Nice. I want to read these, though. It says, to appreciate this moment, each and every situation has an opportunity to grow and find love, and choose love. You always have a chance. You always have a choice as to what you should do. So this is this War of the Roses, right? You could choose to be negative. You could choose to be aggressive. You can choose to be in lower vibrational energies, or you could choose to act with love. And acting with love doesn't mean staying in a relationship that doesn't serve you, but it does mean acting with compassion for yourself. Don't be like, oh, I shouldn't have gotten into this situation. No, you had to learn a lesson. They were here to teach you. And also be compassionate toward them, because you had a karmic contract for them to come and help you learn these lessons. And so choose to be appreciative of the lesson they've learned, but also choose to move yourself away from negative energies, lower vibrational energies. And so you have, so you have this Nine of Swords energy, where you are rolling around in your brain all the worst case scenarios. That would be something that you should protect yourself from. That's something that needs to be released, because what you manifest will be what you think about. Your intentions will manifest, and so finding a way to not be thinking in the worst case scenarios is the best way to avoid them. So yes, we all do that, right? And especially when you're analyzing, like the Queen of Swords, which, Aquarius you are anyways, that represents you. That analytical process where you look at everything and you try to figure out exactly how things are going to fit together. Understand that if you pick the worst case scenario and you think about it long enough, you will figure out what the solution is to that one. And if you can figure out the solution to that one, then you're fine, because you can figure out the solution to anything. So if you are one of those people that cannot stop yourself from thinking of the worst case scenarios, then figure out how you're going to solve it. Don't think about, oh my gosh, it's going to happen. Think about, well, let's just imagine it did happen. What would I do? And see yourself step by step by step getting out of it. Don't live in that negative, low vibrational energy, because these are beautiful. All right, so you have the Ten of Wands. It says take steps to ensure the financial security of your children or your loved ones. Make wise investments, planning for retirement, and honor family traditions. But the Ten of Wands is often also about the end of a major cycle. It's an end of a cycle. It's a, you know, it's setting down your burdens and moving on and going, okay, I'm handling this and then I'm moving forward. It is this energy of I'm not fighting this anymore. What do I need to do to be the magician to move myself forward? So this Nine of Swords energy's got you worrying. Ten of Wands says, okay, I'm done with that worrying. I'm moving forward. And how do you get to there? It looks like it's the Queen of Summer. Loving, comforting, emotional, and intuitive. Listen to your heart. Intuitive insights you can trust. Taking care of others. You might be taking care of others too much. Instead, now it's time for self-love, self-care, nurturing yourself, doing what you need to do, and choosing to act in a loving manner toward yourself. Absolutely. Toward others. Using your intuition like the jaguar to find your way through these darker times. You know, and showing gratitude along the way for the lessons that you've learned, for the things and the people that have come in and that have been there to help you. You know? So I need a little more light to read these because these are the postcards from Spirit and they are a lot. They are a lot of little small writing. Okay. All right. It's the dinkiest writing ever. I swear. Look. Really. Okay. Dearest you, we have something exciting to share with you. You are manifesting master. You don't even know it. There will always be enough of everything that you need in life. Money, opportunities, love, kindness. So whatever your guidance you have been asking about, have faith and be open to the many ways in which you will experience prosperity. Spirit is the source of your supply. The universe is always reflecting back to you what you believe. So whenever you fall into insecurity, you will be shown an illusion of your fear as if it were real. But the truth is that with the universe, is abundant and you will always have enough and abundance in your natural state. I don't see that here. If you can imagine something consistently as the truth, you can and will create it. You are on the right path. Keep believing and then see the happiness. So, manifest. You can manifest whatever you think about. So, you know, keep that vibrational energy up high. Believe in the limitless possibilities that exist before you. And if you really want something, you can go and make it happen. So just do that. Just do that. And be kind to people along the way because you don't need to have the universe reflecting back to you negative behaviors. You want to send out the positive stuff so you get the positive stuff back. All right? You take care. We'll talk soon. Have a great month. Have a great month. You can do this.